And he said, His grace is sufficient, His power is made perfect in weakness. And so I'll boast all the more gladly that the power of Christ may rest upon me.
How I came to Christ, right? I was a Catholic like my whole life, right? I knew about God, but I didn't really know God, you know? And I always thought just knowing about God got me through, you know? I was fine because me thinking I had morals, because a lot of people think, oh, by having morals you're fine, you know? But that's not really the case, you know? So I still lived my life the way I wanted to, hang out with the wrong people. And then my friends were very bad influence because they brought me, because I was a good dude. Like, I didn't do anything. I was very moral, you know? So my friends, they started doing things like drugs and like partying and stuff like that. So it was either lose them and be by myself, or do what they do and not be by myself, you know? So of course, like, I don't want to be by myself, you know what I mean? So I did what they did, but little did I know, just trying it, I liked it, so I kept on going. And then actually, I found into a place where I wanted to do it because it felt good, you know? And then I remember Michael Garay, I've known him since freshman high school. He was always talking about me about Christ, not about religion, but about Christ, you know? And I kind of blew him off because I was like, oh, well, I can care less, you know? I can care less, like, cause like I know God, you know, so whatever. It's not really me, you know, cause he was like very like religious or very into it, and I was kind of like, damn, like that's too much, you know, that's not me, you know. So whatever, I just blew him off, and then all of a sudden, once the friends and the partying life got me to a point where I saw some things that I didn't want to see, and I went to things that I didn't want to go through, you know, and I went into some dark times where I realized like, nah, like I really do need. Like, there's a bigger power here than just a physical world. Like, there's actually something spiritual, and I felt something spiritual, you know what I mean? Just in the physical, it was kind of weird it's just weird to explain, you know? But I remember the one person that kept talking to me, and I was like, oh, Michael, you know? And once I felt and saw the things that I saw, you know what I mean? I knew that it was real. I knew the spiritual thing that he was talking about was real. So I came to him and I was like, yo, like, when does church begin? You know, I had this desire to like, cause I needed help, bro. Like, I really needed God. Like, I wasn't at a point in my life where like, dude, I need God, and I don't care who tells me no, who stands in my way, what happens, dude, I'm gonna go for it, you know? So I went, and then he invited me to church, and ever since then, I haven't been back, man, you know? I changed from one day to the next, just like that. Like I stopped doing drugs cold turkey, you know, I stopped hanging out with my friends. I had no friends, I had nobody to talk to for like 3 months, you know what I mean? I had like nobody to talk to, nobody, you know, so I was just there by myself, you know? But then, yeah, like, and then little by little, I went to church, and I really went to church having that focus of whatever I learned that week, I'm gonna apply it to my life. So I did. And then boom, I saw something like a difference, like, oh man, that's crazy, you know? And then the next week I learned something else, and boom, I applied it to my life. After a while, I started seeing like change, like crazy, and then my friends came back, and I was like, well, why would I give away everything that I've earned by something that I had before? You know what I mean? So it wasn't really like a big desire to go back, because I'm telling you, man, I was really changed, like from that day that I actually committed to Christ and I gave my life to Christ. Ever since then, I stopped, you know? So a lot of people say, oh, well, it's hard. It's like, well, if I can do it, bro, like, you can do it too, you know? I really stopped cold turkey. I stopped cussing like one day after the next. I really started to think before I spoke, you know, like stuff like that. And I stopped cold turkey. Like I said, I had withdrawals and stuff like that. But like, I'm telling you, my desire for Christ and my desire to change was bigger than my desire of my friends, or of the desire of the partying, you know what I mean? And that's what it is, and that's how I am right now, just having that desire, you know? And that's the reason why I was able to overcome, well, with Christ, because he gave me that desire. He made me have that longing, if that makes any sense, you know? So that's how I'm right now. It's awesome, man. It's a cool experience. I love being a Christian. I love it, you know. And it's even though people mock me or people make fun of me, it's even more awesome, you know. Now it's cool seeing that now I'm in Michael's position, trying to tell all my family and all my friends, you know. And all my friends are like, oh, no, that's not for me. And I know one of these days it'll happen because I was at that point, you know. So.